Good morning, fanboys and fangirls. Welcome back to Nerds on Topic. This is Kevin, your solo nerd, and I'm ready to bring you the news for November 5th through November 11th. And I'm stumbling over my words already, so let's just get into it.
Ready? Pick it up now!
Shit. Yeah. So, what's going on, everybody? It's been a hell of a week. So I started recording this last night, and I had to stop because my computer decided to suddenly force myself to update, which ended up taking like over an hour. So I decided to just go to bed, and woke up this morning to some really sad news. I am recording and putting this out as of November 12th. And I'm sure you have all found out by now that Stan Lee has passed away at the age of 95. It's really hard to talk right now, actually. Death doesn't normally affect me this much, but I don't know. He's been a inspiration to me since I was like a teenager, and it's just so weird to think that he's gone now. I have always stated to people that my goal in life is to replace Stan Lee as a creator. And just like the thought that he's no longer like around really hurts. Sorry, I'm going to try to keep the sadness of this episode down a little bit. I just wanted to preface this episode with the whole thing about his death, and wanted to talk about it for a sec, because yeah, it was very hard to hear that this morning. There's been a lot of death this last week. Let's just say that. I'm only going to talk about like one of them, but other than Stan Lee, that is. But yeah, that was crazy. Other than that, I'm sorry I ended up missing recording last week. I was very sick, and I'd also just had dental work done. That's weird. My entire apartment's shaking. I don't know if it's the train or if there's like some kind of earthquake going on. I don't know. Sorry. It's sorry. But yeah, anyways, this last week I've been sick. I've been recovering from getting a root canal. I've got more coming. I've got like 2 more root canals coming. Got to get all my wisdom teeth taken out. And I got like 8 fillings I need to get done. I don't even know how many I gotta get done. I've got a lot of medical, well, not a lot of dental bills, I should say, coming up. So yeah. So this is actually the first time I've had coffee in a week. Or at least I would say this is, but actually it's the 3rd cup I've had this morning since hearing the news. Yeah. Man, it's so weird. Anyways, yeah, sorry about that. I'm not trying to be down at all. So this is Nerds on Topic, as you all know. I bring you the news every week, and I bring you a different topic every week for geek and nerd culture. And yeah, so let's get into things, guys, right? Let's bring things up on a happy note. So, as you know, I go through and I give you the news for the previous week, so you don't have to go back through and look for everything. And for the dates of November 5th through November 11th, we got some very pretty interesting things going on. So I'm gonna go through movies, TV, gaming, anime, manga, and comics, and I will give you what I feel is the best of the best, or at least the most interesting shit going on. And as always, we're gonna start with movies. And it's almost time. It's almost that time of year that everyone loves, but I don't really care for Christmas. The only thing I like about Christmas is deals and sales. Honestly, I haven't celebrated it in years, but Deadpool 2. We already had Deadpool 2, but the Deadpool 2 re-release, the PG-13 one that I was talking about a while ago, it officially has its title. They were speculating the Deadpool before Christmas, but it is now titled as Once Upon a Deadpool. And he said he was only going to do a PG-13 Deadpool movie if two things could happen. The first part was if $1 from every ticket is donated to um, cancer proceeds, I do believe. Yeah, it goes to charity. And the second thing was if he could kidnap Fred Savage. So yeah, that happened too. Um, and on top of that, the movie date has actually been moved forward. It is now being released on December 12th. So I hope you guys are all ready to see the possible PG-13 Deadpool movie, which actually has a bunch of scenes taken out and a bunch of scenes added in about him reading to Fred Savage. And it's kind of a test to see how Disney feels about a lower rated Deadpool movie. Yeah, going on from there, the Disney streaming service has officially given itself a title that I thought was going to be Disney Play, but has come to light as being Disney Plus. But it's plus with like the plus sign, not pluses in the plus word. Going from there, we have the Marvel Eternals movie. Says that it's going to start production this September. So starting next year, we're gonna have work on the Eternals movie that I was talking about the other week. And on top of that, it looks like Universal is going to be rebooting one of its most popular franchises. Everyone knows Shrek. So somebody once told me life was gonna roll me. No, I'm joking. Looks like Universal is rebooting the Shrek franchise using Chris Melendari. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyways, it's the guy who does Despicable Me. So yeah, they're gonna put the guy who does Despicable Me on Shrek. So two extremely memeable franchises are gonna basically be fusing into one. But speaking of Despicable Me and Illumination, moving on to our next little bit of news that I'm actually really excited about, but also slightly skeptical about because Illumination movies are generally pretty middle of the road. I'd say they're never really outstanding to me. But Nintendo, since its whole partnership with Universal is going to be doing a CG animated Mario movie, partnering up with Illumination Studios. I'm super excited for that. They're saying that it has priority for its movie releases and is trying to shoot for a 2020 release date. So we've got the Mario movie coming out, and we've got the Legend of Zelda anime coming out on Netflix, or possibly coming out on Netflix, possibly. And then it looks like what is her name? Brie, the chick who's playing what's her face? Gosh, I feel like an idiot right now. Captain Marvel in the Marvel movies. She wants to actually play Samus in a live action adaptation of Metroid. So that could be really awesome. I could totally see Nintendo doing that, like the whole anime for Legend of Zelda, a CG animated movie for Mario, and then like a live action adaptation of Metroid. seeing as like we already proven that we can do power armor with Marvel's Iron Man, and like we know we can do space horror. Just friggin' look at all of the fucking uh, Aliens movies and Predator. I could totally see a PG-13, like, or even R-rated. I highly doubt they'd go R-rated though. Samus Metroid movie, very akin to Marvel meets Aliens, uh, as a whole thing. That would be really dope to see. Um, Going on from there, though, Hansel and Gretel, uh, or in this case, I should say Gretel and Hansel, the title is going to be, is getting a new movie by, what is it? Orion Pictures. Um, and it's going to be a lot closer to the original Hansel and Gretel fairy tale, but a much more darker, sinister tone, much more horror themed movie as opposed to the child friendly ish uh, Grimm Brothers story. Going from there, let's see, what else do we have? Netflix, their Jungle Book movie they're working on is now officially titled Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle, and is going to be getting a limited theatrical release starting November 29th. In, of course, select theaters around the country. And then on top of that, they are going to start streaming the movie on December 7th. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see that. I know I'd really like to see them do a series of movies on the Jungle Book. Like, not just the first book of the Jungle Book, which is what we all know of as the Jungle Book, which is the whole story of Mowgli, the man cub in the jungle. But, like, I want to see the other, like, 4 or 5 stories from the Jungle Book. Like, did you guys know that Rikki Tikki Tavi is actually a Jungle Book story? So yeah, that'd be pretty interesting to see like a series of movies that are all under the Jungle Book title, but each one having a subtitle after the book that it's based upon. So like the first one would be like Jungle Book, the Mowgli Tale, and then like the last one would be like Jungle Book, Rikki Tikki Tavi. Shit like that. It'd be pretty interesting. Shiri and Finn are at it again, but this time they're together in a new sci-fi movie based on a book called Hold Back the Stars. It is described as kind of a Romeo and Juliet meet Gravity, which that was a boring ass movie if you've ever seen one. I'm sorry. What was it? Fucking Jennifer. Was it Jennifer Lawrence? I don't remember who was in it. Fuck. Anyways, they're describing it as Romeo and Juliet meet Gravity. But it's basically the story is these two are lovers who are trapped in space and only have 90 minutes left to live. And while they're there, they sit and talk about their time on the perfect Earth, basically. Yeah. So that's going to be a pretty interesting story to see play out. I'm excited to see what happens with it. Also, they're two great actors. Yeah. So this next story, I didn't really know whether to put it in TV or in movies because no one's 100% sure on what's going on with it. But fans of Breaking Bad, I hope you're excited because Breaking Bad is getting a movie sequel. It's going to be following the character Jesse Pinkman, who we all remember was left as he was escaping from Albuquerque, and it's going to be following his story there. Super excited because actors are going to be coming back reprising their roles, and we're going to see what happened with the rest of that story. And that's kind of the end of the movies right there. But yeah, they don't know if it's going to be a TV movie. They don't know if it's going to be a theatrically released movie or not. which goes into our next segment. Our next segment, TV. And talking about sequels, Netflix's Orange is the New Black may actually be getting a sequel series after its series finale of season 7. That's a lot of S's. It's almost like the V for Vendetta fucking thing that I can never remember. It's like voraciously, viciously, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it is not 100% confirmed as of yet, but is being thrown about the office. The next little bit of the TV news is The Rookie, which is a really cool show starring Nathan Fillion on NBC, has actually just been greenlighted for a full first season, which I'm excited for. I've seen the first 3 episodes and have really enjoyed it. I'm glad they're picking it up to at least finish this season. Hopefully, it gets continued for another season because we know Nathan Fillion apparently has very bad luck with shows. Firefly. Yeah. Speaking of shows getting picked up for a full season, CW's Charmed reboot has also been picked up for a full season, which I've also been enjoying for the first 3 episodes that I've seen. Which, yeah, I know I said a couple weeks ago I'm going to be starting the whole 3-episode rule YouTube series, and I do still plan on doing that. I just need to get a good setup for a camera. But I do have a bunch of notes already written out. I've got like 12 to 13 pages of notes for like 3 different series already done. I just need to sit down and actually record and edit what I'm going to be doing for those. So in other CW news, Merlin is set to return for season 7 of Arrow. Malcolm Merlin, I should say. Of course, once again, being reprised by his original actor, of course. And then Parasite, classic DC villain, is going to be introduced into Supergirl, but they're changing the character's backstory a little bit and is going to be a transformed ex-DEO agent who was actually helping anti-alienists in their plight against, fucking aliens on Earth. Duh. Let's see. Next notes. So, classic story of H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds is being developed right now by Fox for a TV show. Super excited to see where they go with this. I was never really a fan of War of the Worlds, like, as a solo movie. I feel like something like this could totally be done really well as a, 13-episode show. I'm really excited to see what they do with this. Yeah, so let's see, blah, blah, blah. Disney Plus is doing another Star Wars show on top of The Mandalorian. They're doing a Rogue One prequel about Cassian Andor. And they're calling it a rousing spy thriller. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I know we all want more Star Wars. I know Disney really wants more Star Wars because it ranks in the bucks. And I'm super excited that they're revisiting the Rogue One storyline, timeline area. Of course, we all know that the best time in the galactic history that everyone likes to experience is around the original trilogy. And of course, this is around the original trilogy. Going on from there, classic 80s child endangerment film, The Explorers, which is a lot like, Stranger Things, is getting a TV adaptation being done by Cary Fukunga. Fukunga? I don't know. Cary Fuckington. That's what I'm going to call him. Yeah, so he's going to be working on it. And yeah, it looks really interesting. I'm excited to see what they do with it. Really excited to see another child endangerment show, much like Stranger Things, which is a ton of fun. And the last little bit of TV news, really cool Image comic Deadly Class is getting a sci-fi TV show. And the first trailer just dropped. For those who don't know, Deadly Class follows a guy who just recently enrolled in a school of assassins. Not just a school of assassins, a high school of assassins. So yeah, it's going to be all your classic teen drama mixed with a bunch of deadly kids. Aren't you excited? And that brings us to the end of our TV news. Hello, intrepid adventurers, and are you bored with your everyday life? Fear not, we have a solution. Come and check out our host, Kevin, at his Instagram, at Not Coffee. That's coffee with a K. Check out his art and see what's going on in the mind of our host. Who knows, you might just find a new thing that you can check out every day. Now we return back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, we're back and we're starting off with some game news. So, just to start everything off here, we've got some awesome stuff going on with the Switch. First thing first, we have the amazing, awesome Smash Bros. Like fighting game Brawlhalla. Finally hitting the Switch for free. And with it, also, Rayman has joined the ranks. So, if you want that, go ahead and go over to the Switch store right now and download that and enjoy some amazing fighting game stuff right that. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, just to fix your Smash Bros. Itch before it comes out later this month, I do believe. Then, on top of that, everyone's favorite streaming service, YouTube, also finally hit the Switch. So, that's also for free. Go ahead and grab that as well while you're at the store. Then the last of the Smash Brothers roster was finally revealed as Ken from Street Fighter and Incineroar, the Firestarter's final evolution from Pokemon Generation 7, has been revealed. And as well as the start of DLC characters, with the first of which being Piranha Plant. One of the stupidest possible picks they could have done. Because, of course, Piranha Plant gets in Smash before Waluigi. Wah! That was so bad. Going from there, we've got, yeah, so the Piranha Plant's going to be free if you register your game before January 31st. It also looks like if you get the season pass for all the fighters that they're going to be releasing, which is $25, you will also get a free Rex Mii Fighter costume from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I'm very tempted to do. I want the friggin' physical copy of the game though. I have way too many of my games digital, and I am running out of space. And that's what I don't like about having digital games. Then we got Pokemon Go finally fixes the biggest problem of the game, which is draining your battery like no one's business, as they release a new thing called Adventure Sync. It's not 100% rolled out to everybody yet, but what it does is it allows your phone to track your steps, much like any other health device would on your phone. One sec, I have the hiccups. So yeah, it hooks up to either your Google Fitness or your Apple, whatever the shit it is, and tracks your steps to calculate how long you've walked to hatch eggs and get candy from your Pokemons. I'm super excited because it means that I'm going to be getting a shit ton more than I was before, because I walk everywhere. Then going on from there, the announcement for Diablo Immortal, which is the mobile version of Diablo, has everyone abuzz because Blizzard has also started to express a desire for more of their games to be ported to mobile devices. I'm excited to see what they do with this. You know, of course, they already have, Hearthstone, and now they have the Diablo Immortal. Pretty soon, I'm pretty sure we're going to see something related to just Warcraft in general, because Blizzard's wanting to reinvigorate the RTS genre, because the only other person who's been doing it lately has been Civ, and that's been like a couple of years, I do believe. Going from there, the biggest gaming news on YouTube and everywhere else right now is, of course, Deltarune, which is the Undertale spin-off game with flavoring of JRPG and a toy box. Only the first chapter is out right now. It's like 3 hours long if you just want to play it. Um, it's fun. It's cool. It looks really cool. I think it's free too. I don't know. You'd have to check out. I don't remember. But anyways, Toby Fox has said that it is actually far from being done. And it actually took him a couple of years just to finish this demo on his own. He said he's going to try to get a team, but he's not very good at leading teams, and he never wants to spend more than 7 years on a project. So who knows what's going to go on with that. Going from there, we've got Tomb Raider and other DLC news because the Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, just released a trailer for its first DLC pack. I do believe it's first. It shows off a new co-op mode and a bunch more tombs to raid and puzzles to solve. And going on from there, Assassin's Creed Odyssey has new DLC that just dropped and includes a whole new story mission for, the secret history of Greece. And Ark Survival Evolved, I do believe it's called, has a new expansion out right now that also continues its story, which is about, humans against the Titans, which are basically just kaiju. Which brings us into our next segment, which is anime and manga. So, popular manga Dr. Stone of Shonen Jump has said that they have an important announcement coming on December 19th. And in that issue, they're also starting a whole new arc for their manga. So who knows what's going to happen? I'm interested, and I'm definitely going to keep an ear open, other than the fact that I have to for the podcast. You're being summoned, Azrael-san. Gag manga has been, which has been running since 2007, has announced that it's going to be ending its little over a decade run on December 11th. So that's like 2 more chapters. Sad to see it go. It's pretty funny. Go check it out if you guys like gags and other, comedy-based manga. Going on from there, the manga creator Shiori Amase? Anyways, the guy who does All Out, the manga All Out, is starting a brand new manga called Rest in Matsukage. On December 4th. I don't know what it's about because I forgot to write it down, and I honestly can't remember what it was about from everything else I was writing. Then Rei Hiyore of Black Lagoon is starting another new manga this spring called 341 Combat Team, which is described as a youth war drama. I know what I'm talking about. I'm educated and smart. So High Dive is in, and High Dive is in, and Funimation is out on Verve. And because of that, Crunchyroll has added a big load of dubbed anime to its roster of shows, which is, of course, weird for Crunchyroll because they basically exclusively do dubs. And Funimation has started adding over 300 subbed anime to its service. To, of course, supplement the fact that it is no longer partnered with Crunchyroll. But yeah, the shows that the two channels have in common are the ones that they had a partnership with making, so they are going to be on both of the services. Man, shit is on, I swear. This is a lot of it feels like it's a lot of drama going on behind the scenes, like a bad breakup almost, like, I'm done with you, so I'm just going to go off and do my own shit. You can have this little guy over here. He's not that big yet. because High Dive's still pretty damn new. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's going on with all this. I really don't feel like subscribing to Funimation, but I might have to. I don't need more subscription services. It's so hard to keep track of everything already. In other news, the trailer for Brawly is out, or I should say, the newest trailer for Brawly just landed, and it shows Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, and also Super Saiyan God Vegeta fighting Brawly. But that's not the news I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about that they are doing a movie novel, so a novelization of the movie on December 14th. It's going to be coming out, so that's pretty interesting. I don't remember ever seeing a Dragon Ball Z novel. Like, I've seen the manga, and I've seen, like, of course, the anime, but I did not think they would ever do a novel. It seems weird. Almost unnatural to me. Who knows? Oh man, y'all ready for this? Promised Neverland. The anime trailer dropped. I mean, sadly, there's no actual animation in it, but it shows like all the designs that they're going to be using for the characters in the show, and has like a creepy as fuck voiceover, going on with some like disgusting sounds and some creepy music. So excited for this shit. Love that manga. And lastly, Netflix is doing an anime series for Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim, and they're also doing an Altered Carbon movie. So excited. Like, I've been wanting to see a series of Pacific Rim based around the time like when everyone who was a Jaeger pilot was like rock stars, and there was kids shows about fucking kaiju and shit. It would be so awesome. I wonder what this is going to be about. I didn't read any synopses, mostly because I didn't see any, and I don't want to spoil it too much for myself. But, of course, when one does finally come up, I'm going to have to read it to you guys, and then I'm going to geek out about it, because that's what I do, because I'm a fucking nerd. Sorry, my voice started to dry out on me there. And that brings us from that segment into our last segment of the day, as always, which is comics. And as always, I start off the comics segment reading the top 5 or 6 comics from every company, starting with DC, then going to Marvel and Image, because DC is the best, and also alphabetical order. Starting with DC, we've got Batman number 58. We have Nightwing number 52. Because I actually find it. I wish that like every DC comic that got to issue 52 would do something special, because 52 has always been such like a big number with DC. Then we got Justice League number 11. We have Green Arrow 46, Harley Quinn 53, Deathstroke 37. And yeah, that's the top 6 for DC. Then going into Marvel, we've got Star Wars 56, which I always find funny when Star Wars is in the top areas for Marvel instead of one of their original characters. It's like, yeah, no, you guys aren't good enough. Here's other shit. Then we have the Immortal Hulk, which I don't like that title. I rather the Indestructible Hulk or the Incredible Hulk. The Immortal Hulk number 8, we got X-Men Red number 10, we got Infinity Wars number 5, which apparently just recently had like a little teaser that Wolverine is going to have the Infinity Gauntlet. Then we've got, Champions number 26, which, hey, that's actually a series I read from them. Spider-Geddon number 3. I thought they were further along than that with Spider-Geddon already, but then again, I might be including like the Road to Spider-Geddon, much like they had the Road to Spider-Verse and the Road to, I think that's it actually. Any hoozles, going on from there, we've got Image Comics and other companies with Walking Dead number 185, which is ridiculous because I realized I stopped reading Walking Dead 50 issues ago. because I got bored of it. 7 to Eternity, number 12. Spawn, number 291. Jesus, I didn't know they were still making that shit. Farmhands, number 5. Kick-Ass, number 9. And Giant Days, 44. Whew. And that is the comics for the week. And now into the actual news. Sadly, John Rogers, the president of San Diego Comic-Con, has passed. Reports say that he died of brain cancer. Very sad to hear that. With also the news of Stan Lee passing today, I am sure that this has emotionally tackled the geek and nerd community very hard. Yeah. So, he actually has been the president of San Diego Comic-Con since 1986, and has been reelected every year since then. He has brought San Diego Comic-Con to the iconic fucking monolith of a convention it is today, and it is very sad to see him pass. Going from there, fans of Life is Strange, I hope you're excited because it is getting a comic, a 4-part comic by Titan Comics, that once again follows Max and Chloe's adventures. Then keeping black, I should say, no, that's a stupid transition. Why the fuck did I write that? DC is re-releasing classic comics like The Watchmen under its black label. They are also going to be releasing Batman the Dark Knight. And why do I keep on trying to say black? I almost said Black Man the Dark Knight. Batman the Dark Knight and All-Star Superman under the label too. Funny enough, speaking of The Watchmen, recently Venom number 11 has a variant cover in the exact same style of the Watchmen cover issues, with the whole title on the side and the yellow coloring. It's very interesting looking. It made me laugh. Then Turok number 1's preview has shown something interesting, as Turok's brother's being dragged behind a cowboy in the middle of the desert, and Turok is going after him. So yeah, it's taking place in the Wild West as they go into a land filled of dinosaurs. That'll be pretty interesting to read. I love Turok. Like, it gives me flashbacks to when I first heard about him when I was a kid, and he was and they had a N64 game. That's the word I'm looking for. They had an N64 game that was pretty fun to play. I remember always playing. Excuse me, hiccups. Oh. Man, that's the second time. Yeah, I'd always play as either the Mites or a Raptor in the multiplayer mode. That was fun. Yeah. So that'll be an interesting read. I'll definitely start picking that up. And getting the last little bit of news. Rob Rogers, who is actually a political cartoonist, a while ago was fired for his controversial comics about Trump. But one of my favorite publishing companies, IDW, has just hired him and is publishing a collection of his political cartoons, including the ones about Trump, which is very interesting and totally cool. This is honestly going to be the most political thing I probably ever talk about on this podcast, because I personally am not a political person, but I do subscribe to the fuck Trump movement. Yeah. So that is the end of the news, everybody. Thank you for listening. Yeah, so time for plugs. As always, you can follow me, your amazing host, Kevin, on all social medias at Not Coffee, and that is coffee with a K. You can follow the show on all social medias at Nerds on Topic. And you can follow the amazing DJ who does my intro and outro music, Swa, on all social medias at Swa Music. Anything else? You can email the podcast on nerdsontopic@gmail.com. If you want to, send us any interesting feedback, if you like us, if you hate us, any complaints, any suggestions, if you just want to talk, if you just want to say hi, yeah, go ahead and hit me up there. Yeah, so I really just want to kind of conclude this episode with Excelsior. All right, everybody, this has been Nerds on Topic. Go read your favorite Stan Lee story. Even better if it's a Stan Lee story with art by Jack Kirby. Yeah. Remember, this is not the podcast you're looking for. Bye-bye.